So a friend of mine contacted me and he asked me if I wanted to drive one of the new Ford Mustang GTs. I thought, yeah, I definitely have to give it a try. So this is a 2022 car, and it means it's a 6th generation Mustang. And finally it meant that they brought it to the UK in right-hand drive spec. And being the GT model, it comes with the 5-litre V8, which Ford calls the Coyote engine. And the Ford Coyote V8 comes with 435 horsepower for the earlier cars, rising up to 460 horsepower for the later ones, which is a lot of horsepower in anybody's book. So Ford have coupled this Coyote V8 engine with the new 10-speed automatic transmission, which they call the 10R80. And 10 gears sounds like too much, doesn't it? But what Ford are saying is it's to keep the engine in the sweet spot when you're driving it at speed. And like a lot of modern auto transmissions, of course, it comes with flappy paddles so that you can select what gear you want as well. So let's give that a try. Wow, so those shifts are really seamless, and it's a torque converter transmission as well. So in this latest Ford Mustang GT, the Mark 6, Ford developed an all-new independent rear suspension for this car. So a lot of people that think, oh, you know, the American cars, especially the sports cars, can't handle that well. Well, Ford has just rewritten the rule book for their cars, because this new independent rear suspension really grips the road, really controls the body lean, but it gives you the confidence on the B roads. And let's face it, that's what we're always talking about in the UK. We like these B road warrior cars, and we didn't really think that a Mustang or a Corvette or other American cars were up to the job. Well, they are now. So this car comes with the optional sports exhaust, which you can usually tell because they get quad tailpipes at the back. And even from startup, the sound is just amazing. Literally from the push button. And anytime the gearbox kicks down because you're ready to use some of the power, then the sound is glorious. So I'd say it's definitely worth ticking that box if you're going to buy one. So let's talk a little bit about the performance. So this car has a 0 to 60 of 4.3 seconds. 0 to 100 would probably be a more relevant number, and I'll pop it in the link above. But it's actually a heavy car as well at 1800 kilograms. You almost have to have that with all the latest safety requirements, reinforcement bars, etc. And this car does have a 5-star NCAP rating. And you'd think that that weight would translate to an unwillingness to turn in, but you don't get that feel at all. And actually you don't get the feel of a heavy car when you're driving it in a spirited way either. So at this point, let's have some V8 sounds, and you can tell me if you think this is one of the best sounding V8s available today. So moving on to some of the less sexy practical things, like how much space there is in the car and how usable it is every day. Well, the cabin size has actually increased on this Mustang GT 6th generation up from the last one. And that just gives you so much more room in the cabin. So it's still cozy, which a coupe should be. But if you have young children, then it is possible, you know, to get some seats in the back. And also it has a decent sized boot. So after waiting 20 years since being in a Ford Mustang, I've gone to putting it in my top 3 of cars that I might like to own next. So why would you buy a 6th generation Mustang? Well, the Ford Mustang sound will put a smile on your face every day. Add to that serious performance and now improved handling. And of course the Mustang muscle car styling. In fact, the only reason I can think not to buy one is if you're worried about fuel economy, which is mid-20s combined. But it's a V8 muscle car at the end of the day, so you already knew that.